Hello, everyone, and welcome to our bi-weekly Boring Enterprise Nerdletter Talk. Myself, Elena Perfileva, and my partner, Paul Moderman, right here. Every 2 weeks or so, we meet to talk about the upcoming subjects for our newsletters that we publish on Wednesdays. Please, please make sure to subscribe after watching and subscribe to our channel as well. So, without further ado, I will start with my potential story subjects, and then Paul, it will be over to you. That's okay. All right, awesome. All right. So we every time we do three stories each. Sometimes there is bonus content. I don't have any for this issue, but that's our usual schedule. So I always wanted to write kind of vaguely something about the integration because
Mm,
I mean integration in general is just a very hot subject in SAP space. It's
huge.
also
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not professionally working with specific products like PIPO or integration suite, but I'm kind of again vaguely interested in the subject in general. So, and I don't think I've ever touched this in our newsletter. So I was very happy to find this really excellent two-part article on LinkedIn. Just stumbled on it completely at random. And honestly, just these two links might as well be just the full story because content here is just absolutely amazing. So Will Ludgate here talks about cloud integration and in particular moving your code to production. So something that ABAP developers don't really deal with that much because transport system takes care of it for us. It's pretty
Yeah.
simple process. You just like click to select the package and then it somehow automagically flows, into further systems.
By the way,
Yeah,
for a process that's like magic,
yeah,
like the amount of time that people still spend like
yeah.
juggling things like that is like, oh my God, right?
Yeah, yeah. Magic for one person is the nightmare for another person.
Yeah.
That's I think that's general IT
What's
kind of thing.
what's magic for you is a slap in my face.
Awesome. So, but on a recent project, I worked also with some people who did the integration part of it. So I simply got to be on some calls where they were doing some similar kind of transporting activities, and I'm like, oh well, I've already done up. Like it took me like 5 minutes to release it. Like, what are you guys talking about? But they just went on at length, and it was really bizarre world to me. But it is very, very different from our beloved STMS transportation management systems that we
Yeah.
know in ABAP and general kind of SAP on-premise world. So it totally deserves not just one part, but two part. Very, very long article. I'm just going to scroll. So just look at it. Just the breadth of content here. And what I especially appreciate, it's not simple like dump of here are like screenshots and steps that I'm just mindlessly doing and just mindlessly sharing because Will really narrates his story really, really well. He just tells like why things are
Oh,
happening and what he does. So
I
really
love
great
that.
commentary. But
Ah,
Will just totally appreciate your work and I love good writing. Good technical writing is hard to come by these days. So really, really appreciate it. So just look at it. We're not even half through. So and then there is part two to that. So I think someone reading this from maybe also like casually curious like myself from ABAP world will surely appreciate I think transport system more after this. But someone who is working with cloud integration I think might find some really useful tips and explanations from Will here. And it's something that we would usually find on SAP community before, but honestly, with the state that it is right now, LinkedIn is just as good platform to share it as any because look at it, it already has like 23 likes without any kind of promos. Daniel
yeah. I
commented here
mean,
because he got mentioned. So really nice. Yeah, you get some conversation going. People can share comments much easier than on another platform. So yeah. Any other comments, Paul? I
I
know that
only the only
you're
other
doing
thing I
some
want to
stuff.
say is, well, no, two things. One thing is, I'm not writing about this, but you touched on something that I will also talk about in one of my things too, so that's awesome. The other thing is that like there's part of me that just hates how effective LinkedIn is at
Yeah,
this, right? Because like there's so much garbage. There's
yeah,
so much garbage. And
yeah,
yet, especially in our world, this is where you find people doing stuff. I don't think
yeah,
there's a better place to find people, even if their stuff points to their own blogs. That's totally fine. I don't care about that. But like, LinkedIn is kind of the place to find stuff these days in terms of like what people are up to in our space, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, and realistically, it's just like one place to go to anyways, or
Yeah,
you don't have to open another app. You don't have to go through like stupid login steps.
yeah.
You're just there anyway. Probably most people are just to keep in touch with colleagues or whatever reason. So yeah, might as well post some useful. So
I mean,
we'll yeah
there was always rumors over the years of like Microsoft should just buy SAP, right?
yeah
Well, like
yeah
Microsoft owns LinkedIn,
yeah
and
yeah.
LinkedIn is the best place to go find SAP stuff. So like,
So
okay, Satya, okay, Christian, like maybe there's another like
yeah.
minor factor here in this discussion,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Some synergy seems to be seems to be appropriate here. So
I don't
so
think either
yeah.
of
So
them actually wants that, but it's an interesting little,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It would be totally funny. I would laugh my way out of the park if that would happen. But well, I don't know. 20, 30 years down the line, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, again, thank you so much. We'll appreciate your
Yeah.
writing. And there is part two. Both will be mentioned. So really, really cool stuff. So my second subject is more vague. It's kind of what got me thinking here was this post, but I thought about this before, and it's so I have been writing, I think, too much maybe about ABAP lately and very specific SAP stuff, but I want to think about all the different SAP documents that are floating around. And I don't have even the title for it, but I'm kind of wondering like what's the deal with that? Because in this example, so this is a random post on SAP community. I work with EWM right now, so I was looking for put away strategy for enhancements there and just understand in general how enhancing this would work. And this was one of the first hits on Google. So question, yeah, like asking very specific question about put away strategy and enhancements. And there is a solution here. But check this out. So Matthias from SAP account is
Mhm.
answering and check the following document and look at this address like the demsap.com.
Yeah, like how
And
could you guys not find that already,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I look at it. The document honestly is just amazing. Let me see. I'm just gonna open it in the new tab so we can take a peek. So 67 pages. This is public document, so nothing like hidden gem, nothing like
Yeah.
hush
Yeah.
hush. Like here, like I'm gonna slip you like this
Shh.
PDF like on the
Yeah.
download. Don't share with anyone.
Yeah.
So this is like sitting like somewhere at SAP. And this is honestly awesome. I just looked at it and I shared it with other developers immediately, of course, because that's what we do. And just the depth of purely technical knowledge here, this is like, yeah, like this is exactly what I as a developer need. I don't need like crap ton of help articles or books,
Yeah.
like like function modules, methods, warehouse tasks. And it's like, yeah, here is like specific class, specific. I'm like, what? And like, and like, but where is this?
Yeah, dude,
Why does
there
it take for like Matthias to
there
share
there
this?
must be like at least 10 times in my career. It's got to be more than 10, but I'm thinking of maybe 10, right?
Yeah,
Where like a document like what you just showed, not only does it have like the rich information that I loved, it literally had the exact thing I
yeah,
needed to
yeah,
do the thing.
yeah,
And I was like, there must be nobody who's doing this. Oh my God. And then the document just has the answer, the exact answer I needed. These things, like, SAP should be paying to like put these in Google search results or something like that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
or somebody should like scrape these and pay themselves to have them put in Google ad search or whatever. Like, just that it's incredible what's out there that just pops out from people like Matthias here, right? Who just like,
yeah,
oh, I have this magic document
yeah,
that answers like question. Did
yeah.
you guys want that? I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah,
yeah,
and and just and there are like two things. One of them, someone took time to write this really exhaustive and really
yeah,
helpful document because
yeah,
some of them they also have even like code examples and everything, many
yeah,
scenarios. So this was written by developers for developers. Clearly, it's not like some marketing BS.
yeah.
And then there is sitting here and no one can see it because like
Craziness.
where is the site to get to all
Craziness.
this goodness? Where is my like SharePoint or Google
Publish it.
Drive or like I don't know, some kind of proprietary file sharing repository with business in the name or whatever? I mean it should exist. I mean it has an address. It's publicly available online. So and Google's not going to find this. Um, so yeah, I'm just just kind of like I say, feel like what's up with that? Why are you not sharing all this goodness that you took time, you paid people to create
Yeah.
this, and like you're hiding this literally.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And I'm sure people like Tobias Hoffman is really good with this, like digging into these links and and the data requests that
Yeah.
pages are sending, and then like digging all the open SAP Learning Hub courses and other stuff like this. So
Somebody
Tobias like I like that big wing to you. So maybe go.
somebody somebody needs to do that and then put a copy of all of them on the dark
Yeah,
web, right?
yeah,
And charge like Bitcoin for
yeah.
the doc, like get rich, man. Do it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Honestly, I would like pay to have access to repository like
yes.
that
Oh my
because
God,
because
yes.
there is like SAP. Well, there is a SAP help. Well, SAP help is garbage.
It's so
I
bad.
mean, it's explanation. Yeah, it's official explanation of some stuff. To me, as a developer, like I know vast majority of this has really zero value. There are
Yeah.
some good documents for developers, like ABAP Prep is one good example, but like looking at this, I have no idea this can even be enhanced. Like it doesn't even have this item in the table of contents.
Mm.
I'm just lost usually here. It's really silly interface. It's really structure is not clear. It also has been around for in this stage, I think for
Ever.
like decades,
Yeah.
probably. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really liking this real and really sparse information. Just compare like this, like you can use but well, thanks for the tip, buddy. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can use. Thank you for allowing me to do that. Though this one is like, yeah, let's go, bro. So everything
Yeah.
is explained. so so this is just really amazing stuff. And for the for my last article, I don't have any visual. I honestly I don't even remember what triggered this, but it's gonna be just totally um totally kind of fun, hopefully story, which will be about conversation with ABAP developer who just waking from a coma where he was for 10 years. So it's going to be pretty short. I try to keep it short and fun, but I actually I've already written this, so I already have it like ready to go and sitting because it just a thought that randomly came into my mind and I just reacted to it and I wrote and they're like, well, this kind of actually fun to put in the newsletter. I think many people would at least get a chuckle out of it. And I think it's worth something in our especially gloomy winter and just depressing economical situation. So hopefully we'll bring some fun into our readers' lives. Awesome. So
I love it. I love it.
that's that's all for me. Over to you, Paul.
Okay, here we go. First up is a thing that I have returned to a number of times. Uh, Continuing to see little news bits about IT unemployment, IT jobs, like things going up, down, sideways, whatever in the marketplace. I tagged on it again from this Wall Street Journal piece, but there's also some things flying around Twitter with some other studies that I'm going to kind of sprinkle in too,
Mm,
where it continues to be hard to put together what exactly is causing the current weirdness, right? Because the thing that the information I've seen on Twitter flying around is like, if you look at the past 5 years, you will see essentially all jobs do like this because there was like the interest rates and pandemic spending and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff that caused all jobs to go like, if you index against what was like the new job posting rate of like January 1st, 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
From then to now, you get the like basically nice little hump
Yeah.
thing. And then for many categories of jobs, the recent thing, the right side of that curve is like down slightly below the index of
Mm-hmm.
2020, right? It's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit below. But the IT and especially the software dev jobs
Mm-hmm.
are far below the index,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're at like 62, 63% of the index,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like retail is like 92% of the index or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's much closer to what the base rate was. So, is there something going on? What is going on? This article here points to AI, but like even as much as I'm like a Kool-Aid guy for AI, it doesn't hit you with like actual evidence of that,
Yeah.
right? So I'm still a little skeptical of right now what that actually means. I think the article basically takes this guy's word at face value
Mm-hmm.
on this because job losses in tech can be attributed in part to the influence of AI, according to Victor blah blah blah, chief
Yeah,
executive, whatever.
and
Like
who is he?
like I want to know more. I want to know the hairiest details of why Victor J is saying that,
Yeah.
right? I want to know because both as a personal interest, just curiosity, but also as someone who does software dev, I should know where my mortgage payment can come from, right? Like
Yeah.
if the table gets flipped by whoever, some guy walking in the room and saying AI flop and just like
Yeah.
screwing up everything, like I want to know ahead of time, you know?
Yeah.
So something like that. Bleh. Okay, that's like the downer thing of like
Yeah,
all of my stuff.
there have been kind of some of the debunking because, like you said, there isn't much of substantial evidence. It's just some people drawing some conclusions, basically pulling stuff
Yeah.
out of their ass. If I'm being honest,
So I don't know.
from my experience, I mean, living in the U.S. since 2000, I mean, there are some tangible economic reasons for it and tangible data and information, all these indexes, etc. But I find that frequently it happens kind of almost on the vibes. And as soon as there is some economic uncertainty, companies just start shedding jobs like crazy. It happened before many times in my career. Sometimes it's I think simply a chance to get rid of more expensive task force
Yeah.
and replace it with cheaper people.
Yeah.
That's there is some degree of ageism, and I think honestly, at the very bottom of all these activities, it's just companies trying to get more money, and that's just the nature of capitalism. So it's not like revelation, but I mean, we can talk about like AI or blah blah, but reason like companies want to take more money. So I would just say to whoever still has a job, I also hear from those people that like, oh, they fired these people and now are settled with two jobs. When stop being pushovers. Just don't don't do two jobs for the same salary, because if you continue doing this, so proletariat, we need to unite here.
Rise
If you
up.
continue,
Yeah.
yeah, if you continue to allow to be exploited, it's just going to continue for everyone. So yeah, I mean, so if you push back and say to your manager, hey bro, like you cannot just do that, so something needs to go, then there will be eventually pushback, eventually will go somewhere. But if no one pushes back, they're just going to keep squeezing you. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, I would, if I was some kind of CEO, why wouldn't I? That's how it works. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey kids, here's some lecture about nature of late stage capitalism for you.
Grandma's going on again about capitalism. Come
Yeah,
on, let's.
yelling at capitalism. Awesome. All right. So
Okay,
let's
okay.
move on
So
to something
downer
more
done,
cheery.
downer over.
Awesome.
um, so have you seen the show Silicon Valley?
Oh yes, many
Um,
many times, end to
and
end.
okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. And you've seen the episode where Ehrlich takes mushrooms and
Yeah,
he's like in the desert. He's like dreaming up like these
yeah,
weird like names for
yeah,
stuff. The thing that hits me with that is yesterday's SAP Business Data Cloud announcement. Like, there's stuff to unpack for that. Of course, and there's lots of meaningful things, but I can't imagine a less clear name than Business Data Cloud.
yeah,
Because you could legitimately argue that every product since like 2015 is essentially Business Data Cloud or Data Cloud for Business
yeah,
or Data Business Cloud.
yeah. Cloud business data.
Like I almost because I only was able to catch like half an hour of like the
Yeah,
thing, the presentation. But I kept thinking to myself, like like if this is revolutionary, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. It would actually be better to give it a name like Kima or Hybris or
yeah,
whatever that
yeah,
kind of means nothing.
yeah. Like,
Because then you're not anchoring yourself to like this like
yeah,
murky something that means kind of
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
So one of the things I did was I had Claude help me dream up some fake taglines for
yeah,
stuff, and I
yeah,
I just told it to like go go go. I did, but there were some of them that were really good. Um, I had it dream up like extra editions for it. Like
yeah.
one of my favorite ones was
365.
yeah.
Microsoft is gonna sue you.
Uh, where's it like light? Somewhere in here there's light. Oh yeah. No, no, no. Let me see. There was one that was so good. Starter pack. SAP Business Data Cloud Starter Pack contains exactly one business, one data, and one cloud.
Oh my God, I love this stuff. I mean, this AI generated humor is sometimes so,
And then
poignant.
and,
It's
and here's
oh
here's
my God.
here's one of the best ones too is SAP Business Data Cloud Integration Suite for SAP Business Data Cloud. Because you need something to integrate your business data cloud with
Exactly.
your business data cloud.
And did we mention business? It's so funny, and I didn't watch the announcement. I was just late to that, and then I saw on LinkedIn someone um put like a picture, and so it abbreviates to SAP BDC, and I almost had like the
Yeah,
John Stewart like moment like like BTC, like seriously. Because I mean, if you're not from ABAP world, BDC is like super duper old concept of, it's like, but yeah, bash data. It actually what came up first for me, if
it's
you
still
Google
the
like
top
BDC, it's
Google
still
result.
top. Yeah, bash data. It's something that you would do like in really old days to like repeat the keystrokes. It's like a original RPA essentially
Yep.
in the old like SAP GUI screens. I mean, it still can be used if you're on premise, but
Yep.
just don't. Probably it's, yeah, it's we try to move away from that. But it was just so fun. I mean, after SAP build, which again existed before, so it's like SAP is like out of the idea that they're digging through like old like coffers of like what product name can we
Mm.
can we reuse. But I agree with you completely. I think honestly business data cloud is just about dumbest names they could come up with, and
Like name
least
it
exciting.
just
Yeah,
name it like
yeah,
SAP Jurgen or
yeah,
SAP
exactly.
Peter. Or like just give
Yeah,
it something with
yeah,
a personality and then let people
yeah,
discover what that means because the
exactly.
name itself confuses you first and then
Yeah,
you have to recover from the
yeah,
confusion rather
yeah,
than oh what is
yeah,
SAP Dieter? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that would be easier to do than yeah. Anyway, um okay. So the final thing I wanted to talk about is I'm going here to Bjorn Schultz's
Mm,
Software Heroes page. I have a couple things to say about this stuff. One, this guy is on fire lately with stuff. He is putting such like an amazing amount of stuff out there in the world through this, and then I see it go by on LinkedIn, like we mentioned before. Like that's where I see it go by.
Yeah.
Like the 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 power of people in the community sharing things like this is like this Bjorn should be a billionaire. Like the
Yeah.
value
Yeah.
of this in the
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
is unreal. It reminds me also of spoiler alert, we have a second video coming soon with Vadim on some really cool cloud integration stuff. Like super, super good. Vadim should be a billionaire too for this stuff that he shares. Just shares with the world, right? Should just like somebody give that write a check for $1 billion to those guys right now, and other people who do that same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted that connects the dots for me to what you were sharing earlier with I forget the guy's name with the blog that you like the explainer
William.
is that
Yep.
like some of the most recent advances in artificial intelligence that are like pushing the boundaries of things right now. The latest models from DeepSeek, OpenAI, Anthropic is rumored to have it coming very soon too. These that they call these reasoner models that can do more than just like output stuff straightforwardly comes from seeing people's chains of thought. They're trained on how people like reason about things and go step by step through those reasons. When somebody like Björn publishes here, or somebody like Vadim shares through our channel his experience, they're not just sharing the code of the thing, they're sharing their thought process of how they do this stuff. And that's actually the more important thing than the code itself. The most important thing in all these things is that these blog posts or the videos that Vadim works with us on is seeing a brilliant mind at work doing these things and then allowing the listeners, watchers, whatever, readers to like learn to mimic the good behaviors, not just the code, but the good behaviors of the people who are producing these things. That is what spreads the knowledge, is seeing the minds at work who do the things. So I don't know how to do it, but like my professional Valentine's Day shout out is to folks like Bjorn and Vadim who take the time to do the thing that shares their own personal, like their thought process, not just their tools, but the thought process. So that
Mm.
I don't know how to do it. I mean, I'll just write them a love letter that's very professional, but whatever. But like I appreciate just like this thing you shared. I appreciate showing me your thoughts to such a degree that I can't even. I would pay them. I would pay these guys to do this. I would. How do I pay you guys to give me this stuff? Because I will. That's my Valentine's Day love letter to folks who do this kind of stuff. Thank
Yeah.
you and good
Yeah.
night. Those are my those are
That's
my
just like
stories.
this is so boxy, but I agree completely. I think we have wrong people for billionaires these days, but
Yeah.
others like Lars swam like
Yes.
why does Lars have to go to the job? I mean, he should be like swimming in money at this point, but it's I guess it's not why people do that, but that's why they're good.
Man.
And as you were showing, I was just gonna point this out that look at Bjorn just did some stuff and put it on a website where everyone can find it in Google easily and SAP at the same time.
Yeah.
This document is like pulling out of their like sleeve randomly, like, oh, like here is a document like from secret place. Like where are these documents, bro? Give them to me. So I don't know. So so yeah, but again, just thank you so much, and it's a Valentine's Day, so great, like huge, like I don't even know how to do those like gestures, like huge heart to everyone in
Yep.
SAP community who just out of the goodness of their heart, completely with no monetary retribution, recognition of any kind, just
Yeah.
share stuff. So we at least we really appreciate you. I'm sure people appreciate you. And if you do, please just say so. Just say thank you to these people. Like
Yeah.
click like button or whatever. Just do
Yeah.
something little for them. So for Christ's sake. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you in about 2 weeks. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter to get it in your inbox next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.